Alright guys, Gemini, I'm coming. Hang on, let me pause the TV here. Why doesn't it pause? Let me just turn it off. This video's off to a great start. Okay. Anyways, fuck it. I'm not editing. Fuck it. I had Prices Right on this morning. Hot models. Okay. I haven't done one of these videos in a long time. It's been a while, but since I'm kind of regaining my focus here on YouTube and trying to improve my channel again, I figured I would do 10 WWE DVDs that I recommend. Maybe you don't have these 10, maybe you do. I feel like these 10, you could learn so much about pro wrestling and become just an expert on wrestling in WWE and where it's been. Because let's face facts, there's so many new fans today who maybe were just introduced to wrestling like 2-3 years ago, and all they know is Bayley, NXT, Kevin Owens. You guys have to remember there's a lifetime of wrestling before there was a Bayley, before there was a legit boss as awesome as she is, before there was a Kevin Owens, you know, as awesome as he is, before there was a Cruiserweight Classic. There was a lifetime of wrestling that took place. WWE has been around a long time, and I've been fortunate enough to see a large majority of it. I mean, I've studied 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, and into 2016. So if someone comes up to me and they want to have a conversation about what was happening in the WWF in 1989, boom, I got it. And these are 10 DVDs that I feel like you could really learn a lot about pro wrestling about, if you care enough about still collecting DVDs. A lot of guys don't, because the interest right now in wrestling is super low. Okay, the first DVD recommended to you guys is The Rise and Fall of WCW. Yes, WCW. It has a notorious bad reputation, but I'm telling you, if you pick up The Rise and Fall of WCW DVD, you can learn just so much about the history and legacy of the company, even though they've been gone for 15 years. It's pretty awesome to know then about other companies than just WWE. For me, I feel like I'm an expert at WCW because I saw it from start to finish. And if anybody says WCW to me, I'll have a conversation with them all day because I saw it all. Okay, the second one of the lowest selling WWE DVDs, but a DVD that you can learn so much from is, and recommended from Gem, if you respect my opinion on DVDs, the AWA DVD with Vern Gagne. I learned stuff from this DVD that I didn't even know, and I used to watch AWA on ESPN and stuff. The third one you guys are going to want to pick up, Undertaker the Streak. Maybe, like I said, there's a lot of new fans, and they haven't seen all the Undertaker's WrestleMania matches from start to finish. I've been fortunate enough to watch all the WrestleManias with the Undertaker winning. Some people haven't. But yeah, you want to learn about the Undertaker streak. Even though it got snapped at 30, still it's a historic thing in wrestling to know, and you'll want that DVD. Okay, the fourth one, you're going to want to pick up the Jake the Snake Roberts DVD if you don't have it. It's a little bit old, like 10, 15 years old, but still you can learn so much about the legend of Jake the Snake. 5, the Macho Man DVD, one of the most iconic figures in wrestling ever. 6 is the Attitude Era DVD. You guys are going to want to learn about the Attitude Era DVD if you didn't live through it. It was the best time in wrestling. Wrestling was never hotter. It was never more fun. The 7th one is this one right here, the Raw 20th Anniversary. And the reason why I recommend that one is because you'll want to go back and watch the DVD and see how much changes have taken place through Raw through the years. It's pretty historic. And then 8, this one's kind of weird. Any of the Ultimate Warrior DVDs, whether it's, you know, the first one they brought out, you're going to want to learn, if you don't know already, about the Ultimate Warrior, just what an iconic figure he was. And when I made my video earlier, I was speaking on wrestlers standing out, just, you know, gripping the fans' imagination. Ultimate Warrior is one of those guys who just had this dynamic entrance, and he just captivated everyone's imagination. Yeah, it was 1989, and the wrestling fan was a lot different back then, but still, man, when the Warrior came out, it was cool as hell. And the fan hasn't changed that much. The fan still wants to cheer. They're just a smaller amount of fans now. 9, I recommend the Rowdy Piper DVD. Piper's old school. You can learn so much about old school wrestling and the way that they used to do it back in the territory days. It's knowledge. It's knowledge. You know, a lot of wrestling fans today, you come up to them and say, "Hey, where did Piper get his start?" And people are gonna be like, "What do you mean Piper got a start in WWF?" No, Piper didn't get a start in WWF. Piper was a legend up in Oregon before it even took place. Piper was a legend on the West Coast before he even went to the WWF. Piper was an established star, and the way you learn that is by watching the DVD. So that's why I recommend it. 10, Brian Pillman. You're going to want to learn about this, and there's an inside thing on the Brian Pillman DVD. The reason why I recommended it, you can see tons of old WCW, learn about it, love it, and you'll appreciate WCW a lot more. And I have 2 bonus ones here that I didn't add in the title of this video. 4 Horsemen DVD, outstanding. You'll learn so much about old school wrestling and what I spoke of earlier in my last video, making it personal. And the 4 Horsemen, that's what they did. They made shit personal, and that's what WWE needs. And the 12th one, HBK, My Journey. For me, it got to a point with Shawn Michaels when I would watch him in his later years. I went, Shawn Michaels is the greatest professional wrestler I've ever seen in my life. And still to this day, if anyone comes up to me and they say, "Hey, Jem, who's the best wrestler of all time?" I tell them flat out, Shawn Michaels is the greatest wrestler I've ever saw. I've never seen a guy like Shawn Michaels. I mean, more main event moments, more WrestleMania moments. Shawn Michaels always found a way to steal the show in the main event of WrestleMania. He was the best to me. Best wrestler I ever saw. So anyways, that's 10 WWE DVD recommendations and 2 bonus ones. So I hope you guys go pick those DVDs up. Thank you for watching.